Okay. PSA, J and J is at a very strong support. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. J and J. Hmm. Debatable. Okay. Okay. My students say they hate me when I say things like the debatable. Okay. Okay, let's see. Housing has any ETF? Yes. Housing has an ETF. IYR, if I'm not wrong. Let me just type in the chat for you guys, okay? Yeah, IYR. Okay. Lee Chong is asking, Donald Trump says drill, 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 so energy should be good. Okay, very good question. Okay, so guys, let me ask you, for the energy sector as a whole, when they drill more, what will happen to the oil price? Everybody can type in the chat. When they drill more, what will happen to the oil price? It will drop, right? It will drop, Okay, this is not rocket science, Drill more supply, price drop. So when you drill more, the price drop. Is it good or bad for the oil companies, the energy companies? Okay, right? So that's just my take. And when I look at, I mean, I've been studying energy for some time, so I think I can say this with a bit of authority. You think that Saudi Arabia OPEC has a lot of oil, right? You wait until you see the reserve in the Permian Basin in the US. The only reason people don't talk about it is because US has been very, very slow in their infrastructure build up for oil and gas extraction, right? So we don't see a lot of supply from the US overtaking the OPEC. But actually, if US were to put their mind to it, and Donald Trump is no laggers, he can potentially like just pump it up, in my view, in my point of view. Okay? Okay. Any other questions? Okay, Biju's question. In 2024, we see a lot of run-ups of stock like Tesla, Palantir, not driven by fundamentals. Can we expect a good correction in 2025? Um, I would say once again, in the short term, right? Like let's say 1 year, almost nothing to do with fundamentals, almost nothing to do with fundamentals. It's a lot to do with how much liquidity is flowing into that. And I would say once Donald Trump became president and Elon Musk is the vice president. Okay, I always joke this up. But I honestly feel that he's like the vice president now, right? He has a lot of say, right? I think there's a lot of liquidity that's going to flow towards whoever's in office, right? So I actually don't think there's going to be a huge correction. Maybe a slight pullback possible, but I don't see a huge correction. If it's a healthy pullback, then yeah, I think that's fine. Jessica asking what's my promo code. Okay, so great. Adam already put down his referral link already, so great. You can go there as well. I think the discount is about the same, if I'm not wrong, right? But otherwise, guys, y'all can use the for Stock Market Genius, right? Y'all can use the promo code so 11 November. It was my 11/11 promo code Okay, there's some students say, hey Pete, I forgot to sign up or whatever reasons, so I extended the code, right? So you can use that code as well. Or if you want to benefit Adam, which is great as well, right? Because Adam is a subscriber already, right? You can use Adam's link there. Okay. The last session was very funny when I said this, right? And then a lot of the Stock Market Genius subscribers start to put their referral link. It was like a referral link show. Okay. All right. Okay. GH asking, what's your view on quantum computing? Okay, good. So recently there was a lot of like quantum computing stocks that like, wow, they just like I don't know how to say this. They just like shoot through the roof. Okay. Let me just share some of the picture here. Right. So I just built a very quick list of like the quantum computing stuff. Right. For example, uh where is it? Let me just check. 1 year. Okay. 1 year. Wow, right. 200%. And all happened in November. This one. Uh Arcade Quantum. I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay. Ion Q 250%. QBTS, wow, right? QMCO, wow. So this is once again liquidity flowing into the system, right? Into the quantum computing stocks. So if you are very into quantum computing, you know what the heck is happening, you know what these companies are doing, and you think they're going to be at the forefront, then you may perhaps you have an edge. But for me is whenever I see something go up by 1,000%, 2,000%, right, in a month, to me is all sorts of alarm bell ringing already, right? All sorts of alarm bell is ringing in my head, right? So I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, to be very honest. And another thing is when I look at quantum computing, I'm not an expert. So it's something that's really, to me, is in the too hard pile. Too hard for me to understand already. Right? So yes, I might be missing out a bit of profits here, but it is fine for me. Why? Because guys, whenever you're investing, right, like I always teach in the Stock Market Genius live stream, it is not about finding what has gone up the most last year. It's about finding the stock that has gone up quite a fair bit and you understand it enough to be able to hold on to it. Because otherwise, I can tell you, for example, stocks like this, they can actually have a massive 40% drop in a day, Do you see that? So if you don't have conviction, how are you going to hold it, right? And if you don't have conviction in these kind of companies, how much money are you going to invest in it? Probably not much, right? So to me, that's useless. I rather invest in something that I really understand. I can put a lot of money behind it, right? And I know that if I just make 10% return, maybe using options, right? Great. I'm happy as a bird already. You know what I mean? Right? I got a lot of returns already. Okay. So what is this? Okay. Yeah, so Pinhu is correct, right? Stay away from what you don't understand. For sure. Right, definitely. Okay. Okay. Can. All right. So guys, if y'all don't have any more questions, what I want to do now is I want to go into the next segment. Okay. So what is the next segment? The next segment is actually about my top stock for this year. Next year. Sorry, next year. Right. That I think is really good. This is a stock that I actually mentioned to the Stock Market Genius guys back in September, right? And I hope many of you take the opportunity to take a look at it. And if you have bought it, fantastic. I think you did a great job. Okay. Okay. Answer some more question first. Okay. Hi Pete. From Pinhu. I just to confirm, I can do covered call my static. Wow, this is a very more advanced question. For those of you who don't understand what I'm saying later, I can explain further. But just to answer Pinhu's question is, you can, yes, you can, right? But you are complicating your trade. So that's not what I would do. I'm just gonna say that. Okay, you're complicating your trade. That's not what I'm gonna do, right? Because if later on the share price shoot up, then your whole synthetic goes into the drain. Because now your sell call will limit your profit, and that doesn't make sense. Okay, all right. So let me share my screen. Okay, let's go with questions. Kelvin is asking, can I have your views on Tesla, particular Optimus? Um, I think Optimus might be still very far apart from coming to realization, to be very honest. Uh, I think it'll take some time. Will that really turn out? I think Tesla might have the best chance, but is he like 10, 20 years ahead? Maybe. That's my view. Right. So I think Tesla as a whole, the business of the cars is still very important, right? It is the majority of revenue right now. Even if Optimus were to take off, how long would it take, right, for people to fully say, yeah, I'm going to trust robots to start doing what I used to get humans to do in the factory? It might take a while, It might take a while, right? Don't forget, the automated system of warehousing started by Amazon was close to 12 years ago, I think 12, 13 years ago. And now it is still not uh, widely adopted in the whole world yet. So I don't think it's going to come to fruition that quickly. Okay. All right. Okay. GH asking, December no stock on Spotlight. Yes, because in November, decided to do the last one and then December take a break. Okay, but we're going to start again in January. Okay. All right. Chris, can you teach us how to analyze annual 10K? Okay, I would say there's no need to analyze 10K very in-depth if you're starting out, right? The easiest way is just start with, for example, the stockanalysis.com website, right? Just to read, once again, what is the 80-20 thing? What is the 20% that is absolutely critical, like profitability, revenue, return on equity, return on investment, return on asset, right? Efficiency and stuff like that, valuations, cash flow, those are most important. Okay, and I've done a fundamental segment in the Stock Market Genius, so you can refer to that as well. Okay. Um. Okay. I think it's asking, what's your take on Oxy? Berkshire is stepping up shares. Okay. So I think Oxy is a very good example of why you should not just copy Warren Buffett blindly. Okay, because Oxy as a stock, right? Okay, let me just look at it right now. As a stock, Oxy has gone down close to 20% this year. 20% this year. while the broader stock market has gone up like another 25%. So technically, you did not lose 20%, no? You lost 50%. You lost the downside and you missed the upside, right? Now, why is Warren Buffett buying? Because, guys, remember, Warren Buffett's portfolio is huge. It's so big. Oxy is a little fry in the whole portfolio. All he wants from Oxy. What do you want? What do you think he wants from Oxy? Everybody, type in the chat. What do you think Warren Buffett wants from Oxy? Is he buying for share price increase? No, he just buy for one thing, the dividend, right? So he's doing dividend investing there. And plus, he's not buying common shares. He's buying preferred shares that he gets a guaranteed 8%. So to him, is that, hey, I'm just putting the money there like fixed deposit. I'm getting 8% every single year. I'm happy as a bird. I don't care. Right? So unless your investment thesis aligns with him, then you should not be copying his investment. It wouldn't make sense. Right? It would not make sense. So yeah, so Oxy is really one of the stocks that I think is very misunderstood by a lot of people who say, wow, Warren Buffett buys, so therefore must be good. And they just pow into it and they just suffer. Okay. All right. Okay. MK is saying, can summarize your steps on when to buy support support line. Okay, so I think when to buy many things. Number one, okay, is about finding okay, let me go into details. Number one is to find a good business first. Okay. Once you have a good business, then the rest is very easy. It is about looking at the technical analysis and asking yourself, okay, am I going to be very, very bullish? Or am I going to be not so bullish? Or am I going to be a little bit bullish? Then you decide what strategy you want to use. Right? Okay. Now, for example, for synthetic, if I'm selling put, buying a call, is that aggressive? Middle aggressive, very aggressive, or what? What do you think? That type in the chat. Okay. Right. What do you think? What do you think? Okay. A little bit aggressive, very aggressive, or what? Synthetic is definitely very aggressive. Why? Because you are doing two option trade that is positive. Right? Two option trade that is positive. So it is very aggressive. Right? So let me maybe I use the trading view to illustrate. So I think I mentioned to the community before, I use this thing called a four-step strategy, or in terms of how bullish I am. Okay. So number one is that if I am okay, not very, very bullish, what will I do? I will just buy shares. Okay. Level two, if I'm quite bullish, okay, then I will sell put, right? Because I am willing to buy 100 shares already. Quite bullish, quite bullish. Okay. If I'm really, really bullish, I will do buy call, right? Because that gives me the most upside here. But if it's a company that I have high conviction and I love the position where it is, right, then is where synthetic comes in. Because in this case, you are doing a level 2 conviction and level 3 conviction simultaneously. So it's level 4, right? So this is broadly how I categorize my trade. So some people say, hey, Pete, sometimes why do you do shares? Why do you do sell put? Or why do you do synthetic? It is all about the conviction in the business. Okay, like for example, if Google tonight drop until like 200 moving average, wow, then guys, what is it? 1, 2, 3, or 4? If Google drop until 200 moving average tonight, wow, PS already put 40. Okay, level 40. Okay, level 4. Yes, right. I will be very, very bullish. I'll ask myself, hey, how much can I buy? Like, guys, come on. Give me money, right? How much can I buy? Right? So yes, right. That to me is the main thing. But if you tell me a stock that I don't understand, for example, one of these, right, this QUBT, don't know what, okay, drop to 200 moving average. What will I do? 1, 2, or 3, or 4? Which one? What should I do? What will I do? Very good. Those of you starting to understand me, right? I will do zero. I won't even do a single thing. I won't buy shares because I don't understand what they're doing. Okay, I don't understand. I read a bit about some of them. I don't really understand how they will be able to capitalize on the growth of quantum computing. At least not yet, lah. Right? Okay. Okay. Chris is asking, is synthetic the same as strategy X plus? The answer is no. Okay. X plus, for those of you who attended OMI or OME, right, with the next level, maybe I'm your coach as well. X plus is a buy call with a sell call on top. There is no sell put anywhere. Different. Okay. Synthetic is buy call with a sell put. So it is not the same. Okay, good. Okay, Jess is asking, Pete, I did a synthetic on JPM last week when it dipped, following your confident post. Your point of view, if I should hold a little while or take profit now. Okay, so once again, nothing is investment advice. I'll just tell you what I will do. Okay, so let's go here. So last week I talked about JPM. I think that was a public, that was a quite a public post I shared in my Telegram. Right. So guys, for those of you who are not in my Telegram, please go and join the Telegram. Okay. Right. Now, yeah. So it was like somewhere here, lah. Right. And then now it's gone up already. Okay. So the thing is this. So to answer Jess' question, right, you have to ask yourself more questions. Are you trying to build a position of JP Morgan, or are you trying to just trade it for fun? So if you're trading it for once, then I would say once you hit a resistance, right, then I will sell. Right? I will sell and take some profit. Okay. But for me, JP Morgan to me is a holding that I'm happy to add on to accumulate. So to me, for example, if I add on here, right, I wouldn't want to just take profit here. I want to ask myself, hey, is there more chance for me to add position? If I were to go back in time, let's say I enter here, I want to enter more and more and more and more and more. Okay? Right? So to me, this is I'm investing. I am not trading. Okay. Now, I'm not against trading. I do trade, but I would say the majority of what I do, even in my personal portfolio, in Stock Market Genius, it is not trading, it is investing. Right? Because the truth is this, trading is a very, very tough game. More than 70% or to 80% of people who trade lose money. So I don't want to play a game that I already know that the odds are stacked against me. That's madness. Right? But do I still trade when I see a crazy opportunity? Yes. Right? It is kind of like, you know that, okay, if I go to casino every single day, right, I will sure lose money on. But if you realize one day, right, hey, the coupe is drunk, the person dealing the cards is drunk and he like gave out wrong odds, right? Of course, I will take the opportunity. Okay, but it is not going to be the main thing on how you invest. Okay? All right. Okay. Let's see. Any more questions? Okay, Sin asked a question. Do you aim to achieve minimum 12% growth for any of your stock invested since SPY growth 12%? Now, I would say this is once again like a goal that you cannot control. Right? This is once again like a goal you cannot control. For example, I give you the example of AXON. Right? AXON for the whole year actually was pretty much like, not doing much. So if you just look at before the jump, right, you'll be wondering, hey, why am I even invested in this company? But later on, the growth didn't happen like over the year, but it just come out in a few days. So to me, investing is like this. It is seldom a straight line like, oh, this year I buy this stock, so therefore I must achieve 12%. No. Right? In fact, I'm happy to buy a very, very good company that may not do well for 1-2 years, and then on the third year, right, it just like boom. It just like give you all the return at one go. Okay. So to me, investing in index versus shares is totally opposite thing. When you're buying index, you're basically saying, I just want to get market level returns. Right? I don't want too much volatility. I just want market returns. I don't ask for more, but I also don't get less. If I'm doing individual stocks, what you are saying is this. I am willing to exchange some of that stability, that volatility here. For example, I'm underperforming for like 9 months, then suddenly I reach the target to get even better than market returns. Because if I just stack on, okay, I delete this one. If I just stack on the SPX return, which is SPY, you will see that it was actually tracking the market for more than half a year, then it starts to up. Right? So guys, when you're investing in individual stocks, then what you're doing is this. you are going for non-linear return. That means returns that is not just in a straight line. Okay? All right. So it is very, very sometimes a bit complicated, a bit tough. Okay? All right. So this is what I wanted to share with you. So no, I don't set a target that this stock must do 12% this year. No. But it is doing so well. Once again, 80-20. If I find a great company, I know that eventually I'll be rewarded. When will I be rewarded? I don't know. Okay? All right. Okay. Wow. I super like overrun already. This has been like over 2 hours already. You guys have super good like stamina. I don't know how y'all do it. Okay. But I think it's time for us to call it a day. All right. Now some of you are already tired already, right? I fully understand. Okay. So once again, tonight we shared a lot of things. So if you have missed out anything, you want to recap, please go and watch the replay. I'm gonna put it up, right? So you can rewatch it again. Okay. Now for those of you with payment issue, maybe can I just get you to write me an email, right? So I'm going to type my email over here. Okay, right. So sometimes it's got to do with your credit card profile or something like that. Okay, so never mind. Just send me an email, then I'll get to you. Okay. If not, that's all I have for tonight. Right. I hope you all learned something. And I hope this sets you up to success for the whole 2025. Okay. So once again, those of you with issues in joining Stock Market Genius, do message me. And those of you who joined already, I really look forward to sharing more of how I invest, how I achieve my level of wealth, right, on a step-by-step basis with you guys. Okay. All right. That's all I have. Thank you so much. And once again, Merry Christmas, and we are going to a brand new year. Happy New Year, everybody. Okay, I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. Have a good one.